Hey everyone, it's Jeff Douglas, owner of Defensive Doctor and resident physical therapist for Athletic Motion Golf. And today I'm going to go over a different varieties of planks that you can do to work on increasing your core stiffness to then hopefully allow you to protect your back and allow you to transfer force from your legs through your torso into your arms and ultimately into the club head, right? We don't want a weak link along the kinetic chain here that is going to hold you back from maximizing the amount of force and energy that we can transfer all the way into the club. All right, don't want to see someone that can jump real high, can create a lot of ground reaction force, but if they can't keep their rib cage down and have the ability to transfer force, then it goes to waste. All right, so the first one I'm going to go over is an Rkc Plank, is what it's called. All right, and to do this, you're going to, I'm going to show you a front on view, is in a plank position, and you widen your feet out a little farther with this one to give you a greater base of support. This one I don't want to be narrow, I want wide because I'm trying to create maximum force. Eventually there's some planks where you can bring your feet into closer, makes it a little more challenging from a stability standpoint, but I'm trying to create maximum neurological drive with these planks. I don't like to go the route where someone holds it for a minute or 2 minutes. That's really a lot more endurance based and a sub-maximal contraction, because for you to be maximally contracted for that long, it's not going to happen. Your energy systems are going to run out of juice, and then you're not going to be at anywhere near your full potential for your contraction. So I try to get as much neurological drive as we can to try to create as much force to practice creating force, right? So here, widen out on your forearms. And what you're going to do now is you're going to squeeze your butt nice and tight. You're going to squeeze your quads, tighten your legs straight, and then you're going to act like you're ripping your elbows down. So I'm here, rip them down, squeezing everything tight, maximum contraction. At most, I do this for about 10 seconds, and then I relax. Let the neurological system recharge, let blood flow get back there, and then after about 20, 30 seconds, I go again, all right? Side view of an Rkc plank. Here, okay? And this is another good view. This is an anti-extension because this is an extended position of my low back. I don't want to be in that. So a plank works on you not extending, but I also don't want to be way up in there as well. So find a nice neutral, flat back there. Squeeze your butt muscles, squeeze your quads, and then rip your elbows down. So I'm not pulling myself, acting like I'm doing that, and you'll feel your abs light up when you start pulling down. Again, just creating more of that neurological drive, okay? So that is one variation of the plank. That's the most simple plank you can do, is Rkc Plank. Simple, but very effective. You should be able to do a bunch of those, about 8 to 10 seconds, maximum contraction. Now, we're gonna go into a side plank. I like to put the top foot in front of the bottom foot. Elbow is right under the shoulder. And the biggest problem a lot of people do with this is they don't set their scap down and they don't get those lats engaged. And then that puts a lot of stress on your shoulder. So this is actually a good exercise for the lateral plane, your side, right? Because we're strengthening the side here, but it's also a good shoulder strengthening exercise that goes underrated. But a lot of people need to make sure they have it in a good position. Make sure you're also grabbing the ground with your feet, because you want to have both sides of the bridge, distributing the weight evenly, not all of it forward. So set the scap, feet are grabbing the ground. If I was working with you, I would say grab the ground, and I would try to pick your feet up while you're doing the plank, and you would not allow me to do it because you're pushing down with your feet to distribute that force, okay? And all you're gonna do here is you're gonna raise up. Hand can go on your shoulder, hand can go up here, doesn't really matter, okay? And what you wanna do here now is act like you're trying to turn that arm in, and you should feel your lat get more tight. Again, trying to create more neurological charge. Squeeze butt, squeeze quads, tighten it up. I am like a statue. Everything is just contracting as hard as I can, breathing into my abdominals, and then down. Okay, just like the Rkc Plank, 8 to 10 seconds at most, maximum drive. I want to create power with that one, all right? So that's like the two basic variations that you can do with the plank. Side plank, Rkc. Now, how can we change it up to make these more challenging, to work on maybe a little more hip stability, core stability with that, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go over what is called a high plank to low plank. It's another way to challenge your hip stability and your core stability here, okay? So grab a phone, a yoga block works best. Bring it to the top of a push-up, and you're gonna transfer from top of a push-up to a forearm. Back up, wider my feet are, easier, more narrow, harder. If you put something on your back, it's gonna be your lie detector if your hips are dipping, right? So I'll put that on my back, and then I'm gonna go down, and I did a good job there because I didn't fall. Back up, didn't fall. Now if I had a bad rep, I would go. You can see that my hips tilted and my lie detector fell off. So you can challenge yourself to see how many you can do in a certain amount of time without it falling, or just pick a number of how many you can do with that exercise. High plank to low plank. Another one that I like that's in a high plank position is elbow taps or shoulder taps, because then it adds an anti-rotation. We're trying to prevent rotation from happening and anti-extension. So I get into this position, and then what I do is I just hold and tap shoulders or elbow, whatever you want to do. And again, you can challenge how many you can do in a certain amount of time. Go for longer holds with this one, not too long, every 5 seconds maybe switch. Again, just working a little bit more shoulder strength, core, and the hips all in one with that one. So that is a plank with elbow or shoulder taps. Great one. Okay, next one. We're gonna do plank rolls. So now we are incorporating side plank into a normal plank into the other side plank, which is just a good way to work on moving our lower body and our upper body together. So I don't want to see that dissociation in this one. I want to see it all locked in the whole time. So what does that mean? I'm going to start, and I'm going to use my lie detector here too, in my side plank, okay? And then I'm going to roll, so I only pivot on my feet. I put that phone, I put that yoga block there, put my other hand down. Now I need to reach back, grab it. Now I'm in the other side plank. Come back, set it down, try not to let it fall. Reach there, come back. Now if I were to take off with my lower body too quickly, it falls, okay? And it would be the same thing if I took off with my upper body too quick versus having them move together. All right, so that is an excellent exercise to work on the transverse plane, frontal plane, and sagittal plane of our core all in one exercise. Okay, I'm gonna go over 2 more variations of planks that you can start using in your workouts and that I love to use with my clients. All right, so here I'm gonna do a side plank with some single arm rows. So you either get in front of a cable machine that you could pull the cable machine, or you can just get a band attached to something. So same thing with the side plank we talked about earlier. Get that shoulder in a good stacked position, feel that lats engage down underneath here, and then top foot is in front of bottom foot, up, and then you're gonna make sure your hips nice and tall, grabbing the feet to the ground, and you're gonna add a row component to this. So keep your chest facing forward, but now I'm just adding in that row component to work strengthening of the back muscles. On the other side, can I keep stiffness in my core while moving my arms? Hence a golf swing, right? Got to make sure we can maintain that stiffness while other parts are moving. So that right there would be a side plank with a row. And then the other option would be doing a normal plank. Okay, pick it up, and we're gonna do a more vertical or upright row, okay? So we're going from the top down versus straight out in this way, or when I'm sideways, it's more of a lower row. This is from like an overhead position when I do this. Okay, so we're here. You would row it, say you do 12, don't want to see this turning when you're doing it, and then you would switch sides and do the same thing. So those are 2 variations where you can add a little wrinkle to the rows and some strengthening at the same time. So you have the normal plank with a straight on row, side plank with a row. So I hope you guys can, and girls, can take this information that I talked about and start applying it into your workouts to really work on some core stiffness, working on ways to strengthen a transverse, your sagittal, and your frontal plane core to create a stronger area, which is going to help you transfer power better and hopefully keep you healthy and on the course. Take care.